Yo, what's good? Before I start this video, I want to say something. How do you really use operators? Like, I'm not saying that to be like cheesy, but it's like, well, not cheesy. But anyways, like, how do you really use operators? And this is what made me have the idea to make this video. And there's a lot of people that I can name, at least two people including Goyo, that I genuinely don't know like how would you use them. So there's a kind of like I guess a unique way I would say that how I use certain operators, and one of them is Goyo. And before I actually get into it, again, Ace is one of them. I never understood Ace. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because like I have like a personal VOD I want to make about Ace. But anyways, yeah, Ace. I don't really use Ace because I don't really know how to like. Of course, you throw your Selma charge and it gets the wall, but it's like, anyways, just drop it. Goyo. This is how I use Goyo. And the maps kind of do play a role because when I play these certain maps, you will be displayed. That be displayed. What am I saying? Slow down. Anyways, these maps do play a role as they will be displayed because oftentimes and all the time when I do play on these certain maps, and let's just say I feel like picking Goyo, these are the exact canisters I will put down and reasons behind it. There are a lot of ways that I use Goyo canisters. If the canister is facing away and towards something, it means a lot to me. Let me explain. If I have a canister facing towards you, it may look like a useless canister because you're just gonna like pop it and then it's gonna detonate and then you can proceed your push after it detonates. But to a clueless attacker, that very canister is an impact canister. Visibly, I'm not going to be able to shoot it because I'm not going to have the time or even not even the patience. I'm not going to have the time or even have like the courage to honestly forget what I'm aiming at or shooting at to shoot that canister. So an impact alone will help me. So anytime I have a canister that's facing the enemy and they don't think twice about it, I guarantee you I'm gonna throw an impact and detonate it because that's the whole point. The whole point of the canister is not to clear it just so you can push or it's useless. It's useless until it's useful. So that's how I honestly use Goyo when I have canisters facing towards enemies. But if it's facing towards me, of course I'm gonna have it a different way because I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna use it how it's supposed to use. And I kind of did say the same thing when I said having it facing away from the enemies, same thing as making it facing towards the enemy, because again, they're gonna pop it, clear it, and then proceed to push. But once it feels useless to an attacker, it's useful to me because again, my idea is not to keep, because think about this. I feel like with Goyos, especially players, they don't prioritize or even acknowledge the fact that their Goyos do matter, even if it's not to set to kill people. Using Goyo is like any other trap op. It's just to stop a push. That is it. It's not to actually get kills or like slow someone down, which it is, but it's really mainly to get like to slow down pushes and like to really stop a secure push. So an example when it comes to having Goyos in the weirdest places ever, certain Goyos are not shootable. Certain Goyos are meant to be impact. So when you want to, I guess, double swing somebody like a little cool little flick, and then you realize, oh shit, my Goyo canister is still there. I can, have that to cover me. You can throw an impact and just leave it to the Goyo canister. You don't have to worry about trying to peek it again because it's already fired off. So now when you look at it, it's like, this was a useless Goyo, or was it? As an attacker point of view, it's gonna be useless because it's facing towards them. It's like why is this Goyo canister here? Like, why is it looking at me? It's supposed to be looking the opposite way, or some type of like it's supposed to be on something. Sorry, I got a notification from YouTube. Fuck. And there's a lot of things I do with Goyo canisters, only because I don't want to be different. It's just because that's how comfortable I am with Goyo. And oftentimes if I can't really hit my canisters, like with me shooting it, I'm gonna impact it. Like there's nothing that you can do to tell me that okay, that is useless, because I know what it's made for. Like I know why I put this here. I know why I have this here. I know why I put it here, you know. I know all the reasons you don't, you know? So when it comes to Goyos, it's like I'm not saying like do it how I do it, but have a reason of why you're putting those canisters there. Because you can treat Goyo like Capcan all you want, but you have to realize Capcan relies on nothing but the enemy. Literally. Like you put the Capcan trap down and that's it. You've done your job. All you gotta do is wait. Literally. But with Goyo, you're really not trying to wait for the enemy to pass by so you can pop it. You're using it so the enemy can get lured in, you know? If you can lure an enemy into a canister and pop it at the exact moment, they're screwed, you know? And there's nothing that they can do about it but just take the heat, literally. So when it comes to that, don't try to overdo it and make it so fancy and like try to like look cool, I'll say. There's another thing I do with Goyo canisters. I do put them on hatches. Hatches. I don't put them on like barricades because it's dumb. You know, like it's straight stupid. I only put it on barricades if I know I'm going to play something and I need something to watch my back. If I cannot trust my teammate to watch my back, I'm gonna barricade a door and put a Goyo trap right on the door. Well, canister right on the door, because that's my only sound cue. Like that's my only initiative to say that okay, someone's actually here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just what I do. And when it comes to obviously holding staircases and holding sight, you know, you put it in places where you can see it. And it's not, I guess you say, only for you to see, but it's for your team to see, you know? And I'm gonna retrace my steps too. Again, I do put them on hatches only because when it comes to like a Habana, any hard breach I can get the hatches, they're gonna have to pop that hatch. I mean, pop the canister. And the only way they can get the hatch if the canister is popped. And that's like what, 30 seconds to 30 seconds, no, 25 to 30 seconds wasted. Literally wasted, you know? And it's something that I thought of on my own only because I always told myself if I'm gonna use Goyo in a way that I really like his weapon, not his ability, or vice versa for anybody, not just me, but in me right now, it's like I'm just gonna use Goyo how I know, you know, like I'm gonna use Goyo like how I think about him, you know what I'm saying? So it goes along with I'm like, bro, why do you put a canister on the hatch? You know, like, why do you do that? Bro, they're gonna pop it, they're gonna waste time and then get hatched. And like, it's like, it's an extra step to notify yourself that they're actually on the hatch, which is okay, but it shows that they're actually doing this push. And like they have to wait, you know, like, and they can't wait, like they have to like, you know, still break things. They still have to drone, they still have to do things to let themselves know that, you know, like we need to, you know, get this game going. And I say that because all the times that I've played, I'll say Capcan for example, it feels like no one wants to push inside the building because I'm Capcan. And it's like the game is just weighed out on just waiting to Capcan to die, just waiting for Capcan traps to get destroyed, you know, and then people proceed. But you realize you waited all this time just to just to pop Capcans, and now it's like you just don't realize you wasted 2 minutes on looking for Capcans. Not the player, his traps. You know, and now it's like you have to rush aside side, you know, you have to like you're careless only because time is at an essence. So that is why. And yeah, I put them on hatches, I put them on staircases, obviously. I put them upstairs with anything with sound cue and anything if I'm paying attention to it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I play it. And with Goyos, I don't physically always have to see them. I just need to know where they're at. That is it. And as you've seen, like I put them like above me, I put them under me, depending on where I'm at, and I just impact them. Simple as that. And again, it may seem useless to the attacker's eyes, but once I know someone is in my vicinity of my canisters, I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop it. There's nothing that you can do to escape that, but just run backwards or fully ascend. You fully ascend, I'm killing you because why not? So it goes a long way to tell yourself, don't put that there, that's stupid, or put it here. So, like you can tell me a good Goyo strat with like sight wise, but offsite, I think I have it on lockdown. And the most Goyo traps I've put upstairs is probably like three. Like I've put like three upstairs and like just have people waiting to push his site. And like all of a sudden I just hear a boom and like just everything just like it looks like fireworks. It's just magical because like I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. So it feels good not to only get kills from it, but also to see the enemy react in like a cool way. It's like, do I pop this Goyo? If I pop it, I'm gonna be trapped outside. Don't pop it. He walks away from it. But little do you know, I'm watching you, or like I just have some type of a camera on you, or just taking a guess. Okay, yes, someone's gonna push you. They push there, they don't pop the Goyo, and all you hear like a boom, and you're on fire. Like what the fuck? And oftentimes, it's kind of like looking at it like a mute jammer. It's like, do I shoot the mute jammer or do I leave it? It's like even though I'm not on my drone, do I shoot it for points or do I leave it alone? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of see how people treat Goyo when it comes to like I would say good Goyos. I'm not the greatest Goyo, so me included, a good Goyo. I wouldn't pick a Goyo to actually do that, and it's really creative that how people can honestly use the same operators that everyone else is using, but have different plans and have different ideas for it. So I do enjoy that, and it honestly makes me happy to see people do like to do different things with the same operators and honestly get a different outcome because they're doing different things. It's like something small like cap can again, like you could put cap cans everywhere, get no kills. You could put three cap cans on doorways and get one kill. That's something I won't say new, but like being different does get you different outcomes, obviously. But being the same and trying to be different it won't get you nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So it goes a long way from trying to, be a type of, I guess, cool person. And also to explain myself, what I'm showing here is I kind of it's a last resort type of move with Goyo. It's let's just say there's time at an essence and the enemy has to plant. They don't have time to drone, time to swing. They need to plant. So those two Goyos particular show quick plants. So if I'm not getting swung, like I'm like riding, camping respectfully, and they need this plant to go off, I can pop the Goyo. If they can't get under one Goyo, they will get under the other. So it's like the idea isn't to pop the Goyo so they don't plan. It's to pop the Goyo so when they do plan, you know what I'm saying? And it honestly makes sense because when they do plan, but just not in the fire. And it's honestly just like save them a little bit more time. But when you're patient enough to let them plant by a Goyo canister, you let them have it and you pop it as soon as. So it gives them like what? No time to react because I can't pop this Goyo. Like I'm gonna put myself in danger. Even if I'm not under it, I have to plant there. So I can't pop it. they're gonna plant there, and then you see that you pop the Goyo, and it goes a long way for just being patient with Goyo, honestly. And as you see here, this is the only way in cash. This is the only way I will put a Goyo canister in there. It is like, that's my blind side. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's times when Amaru rushes through a shower, and it's like there's no sound cue. Like, there's zero sound cue. So it's like that's something that I'll look out for. But now on the other hand, when people spawn bumper cars or a white van and they want to like buck rush, a cache, that Goyo canister is to meet them in their tracks. That canister is not meant to be on the side of the door because that means you have to watch it. You have to hear that barricade break and then pop the Goyo. And you never know if they ash rush or they buck rush or even if they just like popped it and never walked in. And you're like, okay, do I pop it now, later? Now all of a sudden you get clapped because, patience. But especially when it comes to ash rushing, no, buck rushing on this cash door, when they pop that, they're gonna get hit by a canister, and that's meant to be there. And like I said, I don't put canisters on barricades because it's stupid. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of a canister. If you're gonna defaultly watch a corner that has a canister, why is it there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're watching that for a kill. Like, don't rely on your canister to den it by itself because it won't. And that's the thing too. I feel like people people think Goyo is Capcan. It doesn't detonate by itself, so you're gonna have to watch it. And it's cool because people seem to realize it now. It's like, okay, if I put this Goyo here, I have to watch it. Like, I just can't let the enemy use it against me because there is times where players put Goyo canisters inside of sight. It isn't a bad idea, but when you put it in sight and the enemy takes room control, it's considered a bad canister because we're not even playing up to par to support our canisters. Because if we play up to par to support it, it wouldn't be getting used against us. You know what I'm saying? And it goes a long way from trying to honestly not play the blame game, but it's like, bro, out of all places, the canister is here and we can't even shoot it. So why is it even there? And it's literally displayed to the enemy. Press this red button. Press this red button. Like, it's literally displayed to them. So it's like, if you're gonna do that, like I said, impact it, or you have to physically watch the canister. Other than that, it's useless. And yeah, right here, I'm just showing the powerful, I guess, ways to impact or to watch hatch drop, not drop hatch, hatch drop. That's about it. It just to show like it doesn't look too effective, but in a way, there's alternatives when it comes to this. People are not really smart, including myself, when it comes to dropping hatch and they like have to clear it. When I mean clear it is like just because you see a Legion mine that's not under a hatch or it's not in the right position, that positioning doesn't dictate if you should shoot it or not. That trap or goo mine is there for when you do push. It's not there to look pretty. It's there when you do push. It's like if you lean at an angle at a Capcan trap, you would get hit by it. The Capcan trap is not meant for you to like shoot it as soon as you see it, which it is, but if you're not peeking your corners correctly, you would get hit by a Capcan trap. So then again, that is how I kind of think of Goyo when it comes to that. And when it comes to honestly holding something, I have in bunks a Goyo canister. So when Thermite does that trick wall thingamajinky, like he gets that weird wall and then it gets both sight wall and the wall he's currently breaching, that Goyo canister will go off. It's just to hold him from pushing in and honestly peeking. Because when he peeks, you can literally see into Thorn. Not Thorn, a Dorm. It's called Dorm? Whatever. No, Thorn is downstairs. Yeah, Thorn room is downstairs. I forgot what it's called. Anyways, Yeah, well, it's called sight. Yeah, sight. So he's peeking into sight. He really can't peek into sight because again, that canister is detonating and he's literally in the vicinity of it. Like he's in it. And then also the hopping on the window. Sound cue, you hear it, you can pop it, boom. That's literally his ass. Yeah, so to really make myself clear on a recap on why I'm actually here making a Goyo video is this is how I use Goyo. Like, does anybody else does the same thing like I do, or is it just me? And I honestly can't find another way to use him, and that is why I brought up Ace. But again, another time. Uh, just I say this because I don't do it because I don't know how to use an operator. It's like how you don't know how to use Goyo, but you use Goyo. It's in the ways that, like, I guess I'm just creative, I would say. Creative in a way that I I want to hold more ground. Sorry. I want to hold more cover. I want to hold more things, you know? Like in Siege, we only have 5 players. We only have 5 players. Ayana, a good Ayana makes 6 players, you know, because her clone. Alibi makes 7, 8, 9 players, you know? Uh who else? Valkyrie makes what? Each eye is 2, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you know? 11, 12, 13, 13 eyes, you know? 2 eyes counting operators, like, you know? You have BP cameras. It's just as a Goyo player, I just want to cover more ground, you know, like I want to cover more things as possible. I don't only want to use my canisters to like block something. No, I want to prevent a push. I want to cause a push so it can detonate on its own and being caused by the attackers. I want to be creative with my operator pick because now I was AFK. I came back to my room. I'm Goyo. What now? Do I cry and moan? No. I know what to do now because I've used him before. And to my best ability, to my best bet, I just want to know how I use Goyo. But yeah, that's about it.